Alright guys, Bart and I are out here at a place in our area called Sandridge State Forest, and kind of almost like a last minute kind of thing, and we're just out here playing around out here in the woods. Drove right up to the site, and this is a normal campground, so we're gonna do a little knife testing and gear testing possibly, and just playing around a little bit and just getting out for a little bit. So yeah, Canterbury set, instead of the 32 ounce bottle I brought the 40 ounce clean canteen, my 64 ounce clean canteen, and a few odds and ends in here and whatnot, and we're just gonna go with that and kind of play around for a little bit. Not staying overnight or anything like that, just kind of hanging out. But we'll get back to you in here in a bit. Alright y'all, there's a fire pit here, and we're going to go ahead and use that as opposed to starting our own, just because since we are in a state forest, it's safer. And this way, it was pretty full of ash, and what Capnbart did is there's a tin can we found here. Use that to scrape all the ashes out to the sides. We'll start our fire in the middle, and then if we need to, or when we leave or whatever, we can just smother it with ashes. Call her good. I've been collecting kindling, and he's fixing to.
He's gonna grab this saw first.
Grab this piece of wood here that's downed, and we're gonna use that as test material for knives and whatnot. Yeah. So, and then along the way, we've been collecting garbage we find. I'll show you some of the stuff we found. So far, we're building our own little survival kit. We got our own knife, kind of a Lexington type butter knife, zip tie, and a piece of string. And we're going to get to the fire making bit, and we'll come back to you here in a bit. That's our fire prep so far. Like I said, CapnBart scraped all the ashes out to the side, put a couple pieces of bark in the base, and then we're working on putting some shavings in there. He's trying out his new Benchmade bushcraft, correct?
Yeah, the 162. The 162 so far, I'm kind of liking it. It's a saber grind, basically.
Right.
And it's S30V, which I'm a big fan of that steel. I've carried 3 or 4 knives in S30V, and it's comfortable. I've been using it in gloves, which I do that a lot anyway. Sharp. It's doing a real good job. Let's
Now I got that in trade, and then me and Bart worked out a trade, and he got that for me. And then in a separate deal, I got this from him. Ain't that sexy?
easy, big guy.
That is a Blind Horse Knives
Forest Trail.
Forest Trail.
Custom.
I mean, look at them. Look at them scales right there. That is just nice. I mean, this thing just fits the hand perfectly. I threw a lanyard on it today because, I'm doing some light chopping like that. And helps out a little bit. And also you can wrap it around your knuckles. It'll keep you from sliding up if you're real, working at it really good. These are all shavings that he's made with the Benchmade. And the ones in the fire pit I just showed a minute ago are the ones I made with my knife. Most of them. He put some in there too. But we're having an issue with some bigger fuel wood at the moment. This is the biggest stuff I could find around here that we can manage with what we have on us. If I had an axe, it'd be a different story, but I mean, you can see these big dead trees back in here. If I had an axe, it'd be no problem. But with just a couple knives and a slide saw, it ain't gonna be that easy. There might be a piece right here we might be able to manage. But like I said, this is a kind of a rarity for our area. It's pretty much a dense, majority of it's pine. There's a lot of other stuff mixed in, but we might be able to take a few chunks out of this with the slide saw and split it up with our knives. But there's not a lot around in the way of actual fuel wood for us to harvest. If I do end up seeing a larger cedar tree, I'm going to collect some of the bark. Who knows what this right here is? Punky wood. A bunch of wood. So I'm going to take this big piece right here. Take that with me if I can get it out of here. Take that back to the remote camp. I'm being sarcastic.
Real green.
Nice pile of shavings. You see there, pretty good sized pile. And here in a minute we'll light that up and
We'll go.
yeah. So we got the fire going. Just lit the shavings with a match and had everything, all the sticks piled up on top already. And like I said, when we dug this out, we can always just pile the ashes back up on top and smother it if we need to. We're gonna try to keep it fairly small, but you know, that way we've got a fire if we need to cook or whatever. Fixing to make some coffee. I think are we using your kettle?
I'm going to use my kettle. You
Okay.
can if you want to. I don't use it.
I'm just trying this out for right now. Haven't really had it. I haven't really used it a lot. I used it once in a fire. And I just picked up these fish mouth spreaders. This is the Canterbury pot that comes with the bottle set. And I had to pull the fish mouth spreader apart because it was, you know, it was pretty close together. So I spread it farther apart. Now it works okay. I just got it hanging from a stick here. And let me see down in it. And we got a grate, but I just want to kind of get some use out of it and say I've used it. But alrighty here, guys. We like I said, we came out here for today. Capnbart shared his Starbucks video with me, and it's very good. And I'm really liking this set. I do think that this kit is a really good kit. You can use the stove. I don't use it for an actual stove. What I do is I'll build a fire, put this, you know, face up, you know, it's to where the bottom is facing up in the fire, and use it kind of like a trivet to something to set my pot on. Maybe even rake some coals down through this little hole here. I think it's a good set. I did leave the lid at home just because it's kind of hard to transport, but the 40-ounce clean canteen slips right down inside that cup and slips right inside the bottle pocket of my Mountain Smith Day Pack. Love that thing with the strapettes. Sounds like a dance team, but I've come to the conclusion that for hikes such as these, where they're not really planned, we're just, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. Let's go.
Let's go do something.
Kind of thing.
What are you
And
doing?
which this trip kind of was.
It
and,
always is with us.
A
plan? Foolish mortal.
But yeah, so I'm gonna start. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some little pouches and whatnot. Something such as this little guy here, different sizes like that camouflage guy right there, and have like lines and different things in them, so I can just grab kit bags like that and throw them in here. So I'm not
Modularization.
there you go.
Thank you.
So I'm not unequipped or ill-equipped. A lot of times I come out here like this and I'll just start throwing shit in a bag and call it good.
8.
This is not good. I have enough stuff I could do an overnighter if I absolutely had to, but it would not be comfortable by any means. Fire kit, first aid kit, tarp, survival kit, some line, my 2 water bottles, my pot, and that's basically it. So I need to, like he was talking, modularize things a little bit. But
Reverb is a good thing.
there's the fire. My camera will focus. Please focus. No? Okay.
Focus.
But we're out here getting high on coffee and whatnot.
You won't get high?
But
sorry.
yeah, so we're just out here for the day. It's kind of getting kind of overcast. No worries. I got a tarp and another one down here. But
I brought a roll of paper towels.
Yeah.
What?
He's like, I got to think about this the other day. If you go to a camp, there's no reason that he would go out to get picked. He forgot something and have to come back out because he's always got it. He's always prepared that way.
Don't you believe it?
But me, I'm not so much. I always forget something. So I think that's what I'm going to do, start modularizing everything. That way I can just, last minute, hey, let's go for a hike or whatever. Right in the bag, I'm working on organizing all my gear at home in my room type deal. I'll share that once I get it all done. But
he wants a lair of his own.
Yeah, something like that. Except I'm gonna call mine the Den of Sorrow or something like that.
Keep that. I like that.
But that way I can start putting stuff in here and not have to worry about nothing. Have it all ready to go, and you know what I mean. So I think he's fixing to have some cocoa.
I believe you are correct.
I'm still enjoying my Starbucks Via.
That's okay. I already have a cup of coffee. It was really good. It was really good. Really well. It was. Yeah, a lot of sugar too.
Laced with
crank.
crank.
Bouncy.
But anyway,
Got
got this new little mug right there. This new little cook set they got off that pot right there that he's putting up on the fire. They got that for me in a trade.
Huh?
But
Stop looking at me in that way. What?
This stupid camera will not zoom. Alrighty, guys. I think I've rambled enough.
Me too.
And we'll get going here and get things situated.
We'll do something.
Also, another thing I consider.
Easy.
With these strapettes, I can easily somehow mount a camelback bladder, not the whole bag, just the bladder, and like a little sleeve or something. And that way I could mount like a pot, some kind of cooking pot other than this one, something similar. But
then you have what we call a backpack.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be full-on backpack because all my gear's down by my butt.
Might as well be a full-on backpack.
But, I've still got room in here and whatnot. I love this pack, all my batteries. And a flashlight just in case we get stuck out after dark to go with my EDC light and whatnot.
I can't see so good.
But, yeah, I like it out here. We're going to have to... So I ordered a new war bonnet, the Blackbird XLC. We're definitely going to have to come out here and do a canoe trip.
We're going to be portaging a lot.
But a hammock trip out here in the pines. And
Quote Sugar Emery, the piney woods.
Yeah, it's awesome out here. We don't have a lot of pines, native pines out here in Illinois. So we come out here and
these are feral pines.
Catch our fill, yeah.
They're feral.
Now, how did these get out here? The glaciers, whatnot?
No, the park was made by glaciation from the last ice age. That's why you have cactus in Illinois, which is about as big an oxymoron as an honest politician. What? Oh, anyway, this park was created a long time ago, relatively speaking. I cannot quote a date, but I believe it was in the 30s. This is the largest state park in Illinois.
But these weren't planted. This was natural.
No, this was, it was planted, actually. This was a test bed for, I want to say USDA or the Forest Service. And they just did a lot of different things. They, I believe they were cutting this at one point. And because if you go through the forest, there are stands of pine in places. Now, the pine we have in this particular section is old. You can tell just by diameter and how massive it is.
Right.
But there are stands on the trail that are turnaround, like that shaggy, I believe that's shaggy hickory right there, something in that diameter,
right.
Something in the
younger
50, 60-year-old range, not this 150-year-old, whoa, big tree kind of thing. And I mean, many stands of that throughout here, all kinds of that. And
I just felt the drop.
No, you didn't.
You too, buddy. But yeah, so this is a really awesome park, to say the least. So hopefully once I get my hammock, we can do an overnighter out this way.
Roger.
And I'm really excited to try that thing out.
It looks neat. I saw it on the website. It's awesome looking.
Yeah, it's extra longs for big guys like me.
Tall. I'm big. You're tall. So between us, we're big and tall.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 6'3", and
I'm not.
I fit, so I fit in the regular Blackbird fine, but this new one, I guess, is basically built for taller people. They've made some modifications to make it a little bit nicer, more bug netting instead of more fabric, so you can get more breeze and whatnot, and just looks better. And also, you can zip the mosquito netting entirely off, so you've got a traveler hammock, you've got a Blackbird, and in the wintertime, you can zip the mosquito netting off and put the top cover on, which is made out of nylon, ripstop nylon, I believe.
Yeah, doesn't it have a couple portholes? It looked like portholes.
But it zips on over top, and they say that'll increase your warmth inside the hammock up to 15 degrees. So we'll have to try that this winter.
Well, I've got a 1.7 Blackbird double bottom, and when I close the bug net, I can feel a 5-degree gain. I mean, every bit of 5 degrees. I don't care if the wind's blowing or not. You had the Blackbird a hell of a lot longer than I had one. I've only had one for just over a year. Well, right at a year.
Yeah, see, I had mine for 4 or 5 years.
I traded Ken that camp cot for that. So
yeah,
it's been less than a year.
This is what we do when we come out here. We talk about old trades and gear. And
oh my God, if we kept a written record of the trades we've done, the Federal Trade Commission would have both our asses.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Because every time he gets something, he's like, hey, you got that such and such? Well, I've got something that'll interest you.
Look what I got! It's shiny!
He's probably got 10 things in his gear, his, what do you call it?
The lair.
The lair, that I have put dibs on. Hey, get rid of that. Let me know, because I want it. Including this bad mom pajama right here. I put dibs on that.
You put dibs on that GNS too when you saw it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how we do things. Maybe we'll maybe sometime turn the camera on when we do that kind of thing.
Oh my God! No,
and just kind of forget the camera was even there and just kind of go about our.
All the fun then.
But
because then they'd see us in the fuzzy pink man thongs. Wait a minute, maybe I've said too much. Oh crap!
One-piece footy pajamas that are pink and fuzzy with bunnies on them.
No, that's a different website.
But
I was saying fuzzy pink man thong, and then you go and you perverted.
But yeah. So actually, I think this fire pit worked out really nice the way it is. It was kind of weird because you can see this brownish area up around the top that kind of turned green fog when we lit the fire.
Yeah,
it was
awkward. It might have been moisture. It might have been moisture because I bet this stuff's now not.
Yeah, but God knows what else other people are burning in there.
Piss,
plastics. Yeah. So we could just cover that up with ash and call her a day, and
yeah, and we don't have to sit there and fret that the fire's not going to be out.
Right.
Which I think you and I are painfully conscious of those things. Don't tell me you got wet. You tell me you got wet, I'm gonna stake you here and I'm gonna leave.
But anywho, yeah, that's what's going on. That's what we do when we come out like this for a day hike. We just shoot the shit and talk about gear and play with gear, and same thing everybody does for the most part. Test new setups out. Like I've carried this bag for years. I don't even know how long I've had this bag. I got it off of him.
2 years?
2 years?
3 years.
3 years? And I refused.
2010, after 2010, because I had that going to Scott's.
Yeah.
So you got it after that.
And
3 years.
I've refused to let it go.
I know, I tried.
Yeah. I love it that much. What? I let it go once, didn't I? Back to you, and then I got it back from you.
Well, I got another one, and you got that from me. So actually, that's the second go around. So we'll call it the first go around. But
one of the things I like about it, this isn't a review. This is just kind of, hey, this is what it does. You got a bottle pocket on each side, and this is a 64-ounce bottle in there, and it accommodates it fine. You've got a pouch back here that I used to carry a modified Bark River Go Lock in. You get a nice waist belt where you could slip something in there too if you needed to.
Or on it.
That waist belt's nice when you're hiking long distance.
Especially with a 64 and a 40 ounce bottle strapped to your ass.
I got the strapettes for it, and that turns it into like a kind of a backpack, I guess.
Well, yeah, basically. It'd be like LBE gear in a butt pack.
But
that's bigger than a standard Alice butt pack.
The reason I refuse to let this one go is because it's much bigger than the newer day bags. This is the model day, correct?
Yeah, that's the day.
And then the new ones they're quite a bit smaller, if I remember correctly.
The day. Well, it might be a little smaller. The old day was like 1,100 and change. And the new days are oh boy, don't give me one. I want to say 940 or 960. But with bottle pockets, see, that's the whole, my humble opinion. This is what makes the difference. If you can have bottle pockets, because then your cook kit and all that can go outboard.
Right.
This is all stuff.
Right. And see, you've got a big, I like the fact it's got the yellow interior because that makes it easy to see stuff. You've got an internal pocket that zips. You've got the exterior pocket out here that's pretty good size. It's got a little clip for your keys or whatever. And then you've got this whole mesh setup down here for holding a jacket or a poncho or something. And then, if I tilt the bag, right now I've got a space blanket strapped to the bottom. And I really, really, really like this setup.
It's a good setup. It's a good thing.
I just can't let it go. I just love it. It's one of those bags that just clicked with me. I really like this bag. You could, if you had a small handgun, you could conceal back here. I don't know how comfortable that would be on your lower back.
It's padded. That's a good stout.
We'll have to try it out. But
I don't think your 40 will, your 38 would fit in there.
Yeah.
Well, you got your 38. See if it'll fit in there.
Yeah, I'm packing today. You guys probably seen the handle. It's my 38. It is loaded. When I'm packing it inside of a bag like that without a holster, I always put a shock cord piece on here like that, just to make sure the hammer doesn't actually get knocked back. Slip it back down in here.
Flip that rascal in there. Woo, that's hot.
Yep, that fits right down in there. Not a problem. I'll see how comfortable it is here in a little bit, but yeah, so that works. Summer we'll do a lightweight overnight, and kind of do this, because I'm sure with I just seen peeking through, he's got an escape bivvy in there and a sportsman tarp, so he's set up for an overnighter pretty much.
Plus 2 trash bags.
Plus 2 trash bags.
Because we learned.
So I've got 2 space blankets, a sportsman's blanket, and a tarp. So I'll be good set up that way. We've got enough fire kit between us. We've got enough cooking kit between us.
We certainly got enough knives between us.
I don't have any food with me. He's got food with him. That's another thing that I was talking about modularizing, because he's always got pretty much the same kind of stuff with him. Always some kind of cook kit, always a food pack, backup stuff for overnighters. From his video this past October.
It was ours. We were there. It wasn't like him and I. It was
right, but it was your video, but
well, yeah.
But
please subscribe to CapnBart1.
Yeah, there you go.
Boy,
nothing wrong with a plug once in a while.
That was shameless.
But
that was shameless.
Yeah, so this is what we do while we're out here. We just kind of talk and shoot the shit and whatnot.
Decompress.
Yeah. Reset button.
Oh, Control Alt Delete on CapnBart. That's a big Roger. Roger, how do you read? Come on.
Takes the stress away. And whatnot. I'm gonna move this stuff. But yeah, I want to get back out there sometime. That'd be kind of cool to do up in there too, because it's not like this where you've got other people and driveways and whatnot. It looks like that, but with a path.
Yeah, I had Scott get me on the forum saying, "Hey, checking in, all that."
Right. I still talk to Steve.
I do too. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
He's a cool guy.
Reverend Steve.
Yep. All right, guys. We've been letting the fire die down. We're pretty well packed up. We've been walking around picking up everybody else's trash. We got some aluminum foil, some
3
tin cans. I don't know what that metal thing is.
I don't know. It looks like a piece of car part.
But a bunch of cigarette butts, which give people like me bad name because I always tell mine in the fire pit. which I guess I should put them probably out and then take them home with me, but you know, another piece of aluminum foil. Just stuff like this is avoidable, you know what I mean? You know, lots of people come out here to enjoy their campouts with their families and whatnot. I found some broken glass right in this little area here. In fact, there's another piece right there.
Yeah, several pieces.
It's just ridiculous. This can be avoided. I think I spoke to this in my Boundary Waters video about people, not this necessarily because it's not really trash up there, it's just people being careless, throwing burnt pieces of wood off into the woods, that kind of thing. But this kind of crap is just avoidable and unnecessary.
Take 5 minutes, make it better than when you found it.
Right, there's another piece of something over here. Tin can, beer can, whatever. It ain't nothing to pick this junk up and throw it in a bag.
And we're not going out of our way to find this stuff.
No, we're just walking around.
Just making sure our garbage is picked up, and then we find...
Looks like somebody cooked a potato and left the wrapper, or...
Left the potato too.
Yeah, left the potato too.
Nice. Nice.
And that's a leaf.
What's that over there?
That's what I'm going for, if I can get to it.
It's a wet line.
Yep.
You're brave handling that crap without any gloves on,
I used to wipe asses for a living. I'm okay with it.
Careful. Who am I? I think we're okay.
Hey, Mickey! These are actually pretty good, but don't leave your trash in the woods, please. That kind of thing just irks me. Because then, you know, people come out here, the ranger comes out here, finds all this trash, and then people get their privileges to come out here. You know, it's just...
Then the ranger gets to be a hard ass because he doesn't know who did it, so he's going to bust everyone's chops.
Right. But, yeah, so we've been picking up what we can find. I mean, little tiny stuff is kind of hard to get a hold of, but we get as much as we can. Tags off clothing.
It don't take much to leave it how you found it.
Right.
Or leave it better than you
Just bring along like a grocery sack and use
Ziploc bag, an old food
something.
wrapper, dog food bag, any number of things, just to contain the crud, just to get it over to it. We're going to go over by the heads. There's a garbage can there. That's where this is going. That easy. That easy.
This is what really pisses me off right here. That's an old cigarette butt. This is what gets people like me in trouble because I don't leave my cigarette butts around. I throw them in the fire pit. It's just the easiest way to do it. It gets rid of them. You know, I could put them out and take them home with me. That's one way of doing it. But throw them in the fire pit is just as good. It gets them from laying on the ground. The only time I actually put my butts out on the ground is when I'm in a hammock. I'll put them out right at my feet, and then the next morning I pick them up, throw them in the fire pit.
Did you want to clean your can? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's already cleaned. I just gotta dump it in there.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to rinse it out.
Get a little of the outdoors out of it. You want this dumped out on that?
Yeah, you can dump it all out. I don't care. We're putting the fire out because there is a high fire risk. We were careful not to make the fire too big. Putting it out. As soon as we get all our water dumped on it, we'll cover it with ash and call it good. It ain't going nowhere, right? Even right now, we could leave it like this and it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that ain't sizzling no more. It's pretty well had.
There's a piece of something that can go in that garbage bag. This way, I mean, there's wood chips and stuff, but that's natural stuff. We're not worried about that. We're just worried about the man-made crap.
Looky there.
Yep.
Yep.
That was one of mine, I think.
Well, then we're going to have to revoke your card.
I think we'll take this tin can too.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, look at all that crap in there. Just from walking. We're not.
5 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going out of our way. We're just looking, and anything that looks out of order, we pick it up. Ain't a big deal. But people need to do it more often. I think a lot of people have the mindset of, you know, it ain't my trash, I ain't picking it up kind of thing, and that ain't necessarily it, you know what I mean? Because we all come out here, and not just this place, but all places, you know what I mean? So, anyway, that's it. I just wanted to rant. We're going to pack up, walk over that way and check it out, and then head home. But anyway.